Hello, beautiful people.
Hi, chat. I'm back. Looks like shit. There you go. Much better. Yep. I might craft a goblet since I could get more crit rate. It's like, this is ugly. Ugly like you. What is it with you guys today? How much did you spend on Genshin? I stopped spending like 4 years ago at this point. That was... I realized that that's bad timing. Not using the news. I'm gonna sneeze. That scared the shit out of me. 4 goals, 9 purples, which is another 3 goals, so 7. So it basically has to say... I'm not gonna say it. 7 or a little bit less if we get lucky with our... Didn't you send Nick a 6-7 video recently? No. I send him a screenshot whenever there's numbers in the games I play. It's not because I think it's funny, it's because I know he's gonna laugh. I'm being the bigger person and bringing myself down to his level. Okay, Dory's the go. Yai would never. True. Move over, official. New Yai PvP has dropped. How long has it been since I've been here? What the fuck? Why use prototype Amber if you get real Amber for free in the story? Holy shit. I didn't even think about that. Lud, why do you care so much about knowing when I'll do the fucking stupid event? I don't want to miss it. If you like hide and seek so much, why don't you do it? This is guaranteed 4-star. Character that can enter IT that I don't already have? That's true, Zajef. Ignore the messages that are making fun of you. The wanton cruelty of the few is not worth your ire. Is R1 Navia with Columbina a good lunar crystallized team, or should I just pull Zibai? I'm not gonna tell you to pull for a character. No, R1 Navia is not great. Zibai won't be that much better than just focusing on Inefa's damage and playing a lunar charge team. Right? Like if you're gonna pull for one more 5-star, you'd probably see better results out of pulling Columbina's Sig or Columbina's C1 than out of pulling Zibai. And if you really want to play a Geo team because you like Geo, you'll be able to do that with Navia too. I wanted to look at Hyperbloom teams with Llama without Inefa for Columbina. Because I had looked at Nefer, I had looked at Vape, but I hadn't yet looked at normal Hyperbloom. Vape Columbina should be better after the changes, by the way. Okay, wait, I haven't actually looked at the changes yet. Sig got buffed? Yeah, so basically no changes, right? Read the Zibai change. The Zibai change is fake, though. Because you weren't running out of time, even if you used burst in, like, during skill anyways. So like it's just a cosmetic change, isn't it? I guess it's a buff to teams that do not trigger lunar crystallize. Is anything else reliant on triggering lunar crystallize for her damage? I don't think so, right? You're still getting, like, your things are still hitting for as much. Oh, you're right. The set effect is reliant on trigger lunar reactions. You're right. I forgot about that. Farina stonks up, I guess, so you could Red Barishal say. I think she's probably better than Flynn's or Nefer when your reactions get ruined. I think with the changes, you should be able to get 3 E's with no lunar, which is not good, but it's a lot more than what Flynn's or Nefer get. Yeah, let's properly take a look at this, though, now. So, Columbina, Llama, Kuki. Who would the last slot be? Probably Hydro, right? So I think the biggest problem here, you don't really want to do normal attacks on Columbina. Like, you can, but her charge attack animation is omega fucking clunky and awful. It's gonna feel really awful to need to weave in normals with Yelan or Singtong. But your alternatives are not very good. Why not double Dendro? I mean, Columbina just doesn't apply that much Hydro. But I guess Llama doesn't apply that much Dendro either. It's not like you're getting a lot of app either way. Official Sucrose. The problem with that is that you're not getting reliable Hyperblooms with that. It'd be really nice if you could do that, though. I agree. Can you infuse Sucrose burst with Electro? Not reliably. Singtong and normal attack on Llama. But you do want to use the Columbina charge attack. Like, they're really good to use. Like, they don't do that much damage themselves, but the Llama Quills you get to use out of that is really nice. But maybe it's fine if you don't do that, because you still get to use up a bunch of the quills from the whole D, and you can use the rest with, like, Hyperbloom itself. So maybe it's fine. Maybe you just don't use her charge attack at all. Because you get 15 quills consumed by Columbina herself just from this skill. You have a total of, what, 36? You have 21 left over that you can be consuming on other characters. Are you ever triggering 21 Hyperblooms if you on-field Llama with a Hydro here? Her charge attack animation got faster. Did it? I didn't see that anywhere. Wait, when did that happen? Is that from today or from last week? Her charge attack was always cancelable? No, it wasn't. Like, you could always dash at any point during the charge attack, but the charge attack would only go off if you dashed Omega late into the animation initially. Does Columbina give herself Hydro Infusion? She's a catalyst. But her charge attack does not do Hydro damage. Why not Farina? The damage percent doesn't do too much on the team, so I'm not sure. It might still be good enough. Farina is gonna help Columbina get a lot of energy if we on-field Columbina. Put the Yelan in the bag. I really don't want to do... Like, if we're on-fielding Columbina, There's no way we're using Sanctorialon here. We should on-field Llama. Yeah, maybe that's the play. On-field Llama and give up on all the Columbina charge attacks because they're just not good enough. The Quills do more damage than our charge attacks? Yeah. The thing is, you can still use the Quills on a Hyperbloom. It just does less damage on Hyperbloom than it does on Columbina's triggers. You get to use Serenade now. We already get to use Serenade. Yeah, I guess we can take a look at Farina. So then we'd have Llama on... Farina on Serenade, Kuki on Instructor, Llama on Deepwood, Columbina on... Okay, see, now that's the problem here. Sid is really dog shit in this team. So much of Columbina's damage is coming from the Llama Quills, which do not get increased by the new set. I guess you go Serenade here. Let's put the Golden Troop in the bag. I don't think so. Why isn't Kuki on flop? Because I don't know if it's enough damage. I mean, if we go flop Kuki, we still have the same problem of not knowing what to go for Columbina. Might as well say, if she's on-fielded, we should just go Sky. I guess we should just on-field her then. Fuck it. So then the question is flop better than Kuki here? If we're not on-fielding Llama, we're not getting as many Hyperblooms. Or with flop, right? You get 187 times 3, 80, 120, Iron Sting. That's high. Oh, it's because it's including Serenade, right? Then that's... Is that reasonable? 940 on the stat page? Yeah, that's reasonable. So this is the damage on flop. On Instructor, this is 139. 60. Is 60 high in substat from Flower plus Feather on Instructor? Now that it's farmable, I don't think so. No, I think that's very reasonable. That's 4 rolls of EM, 2 on each piece. Pretty reasonable. Wait, I replaced Serenade non-substat. Serenade is still here. Instructor is still here. And now we have the Instructor set itself. So Hyperbloom damage is 41 times this. So we lose like 5k damage on each Hyperbloom. But in exchange for that, we have 120 EM on the rest of the team. Yeah, that's definitely better, isn't it? Weapons, probably Witsith, because with Sky, you just cannot go Sack Jade. We could also go Amber, honestly. But ER requirements are probably low enough that we don't need it. You want to swap into Kuki every 8 seconds? Yeah. It's pretty easy to do that. None of these characters really need to stay on field. Columbina can only do 6 charge attacks before she runs out of dew anyways. So we probably go Witsith Columbina. We probably go Spindlewood. Kuki on Iron Sting. Farina on Sapwood. How much HP do we get? So we can go HP main stat. Proto Amber. We have Resonance. We have substats. That's a lot of fucking HP, man. Fuck it. Let's just put the Witsith in the bag, man. Whatever. Why is this thing so bad here? You're not really... You don't want to have to do normal attacks. That's why we need to Amber for the Fanfare. But I don't think the Fanfare is better than the crit damage. Like, Fanfare doesn't do that much for your team. You don't have that much of your damage that's scaled by damage percent here. Nilo? I mean... We already looked at Nilo teams. We know Nilo's good. Farina is a fraud. She kind of is a fraud, but everyone is a fraud, right? The biggest problem with Columbina carry is that you can't use Columbina support. So your Hydro slot has the same problem that current Nalcry characters have if you're playing a double Hydro team like this. Maybe you just don't fucking bring Farina. Like, maybe you just don't bring second Hydro at all. Then if you don't bring a second Hydro, her burst ER requirement is really high, but maybe the burst just isn't worth it in this team. So what the fuck would we bring then if we don't burst? Like, if we just burst when it's up, we don't build any ER for it. I mean, Nahida's 350 EM, Nidra Resonance plus Nahida's burst. But again, right, EM is not that good here, unless it's team-wide EM, because it doesn't buff the Quills and it doesn't buff your Hyperbloom. So maybe it's just Sucrose. The reason why it's so hard to come up with a good idea for this slot is because the way that the damage works in this team, you have a bunch of different sources of damage. You have Bina Hydro damage, Bina Lunar Bloom. You have Bina / Llama Quills. You have Kuki Hyperbloom, Llama Lunar Bloom, and you have Kuki / Llama Quills. This is all of your relevant sources of damage in this team. What about Bina Lunar Charge? That's not really happening. Technically, if you bring a second Hydro, it does. So maybe that is worth putting the last slot as a second Hydro. I guess you do lose out on that if you don't have a second Hydro, because Bina by herself isn't enough Hydro to get Lunar Charge. And now let's take a look at what stat buffs do and like which ones they affect, right? Single target EM, AoE, EM, and by this I mean EM that only affects the on-fielder, and EM that affects the whole team. Maybe I should just do Bina EM, team EM, Bina damage percent, team damage percent, Bina crit, team crit. That's pretty much it for the sort of stats you could get from the last slot, right? Yeah, lunar percent. Bina EM affects this. Team EM affects this. Bina damage percent is just this. Team damage percent is just this. Bina crit value is this. this. And lunar percent is this. Usually the lunar percent buffs will be up when you hold the on llama, so I guess it affects this too. But you can see, right? The buffs that are good are team-wide EM and crit buffs to Columbina. Because the rest of the stuff just doesn't affect that much of your team's damage. T6 Yehuda is never gonna get the infusion. I guess you could do a rotation where you get it, right? And she does prioritize Hydro over Electro. I guess with the C1 on Yehuda, when it procs, it is enough. You're definitely not getting full uptime on your lunar charge, but you probably get, like, in an 18-second rotation, like, you could get up to 9 if you had full uptime. Well, times 1.33, obviously, but yeah, I think the best last slot is probably Yehuda then. I know it's really bad, because the buffs that she gives don't affect Llama Quills, they don't affect Cookie damage, they don't affect Columbina Hydro damage. So it's only ending up affecting like 20% of the team's DPS. It's kind of pathetic. In a team like this, what would the damage percent look like? We only have Widsith. Let's say Instructor isn't full uptime either, it's 75% uptime. You are refreshing it, but not every time. Lunar charge damage, we have no shred at all. That's pretty high. Like, that's surprisingly high, actually. I guess the crit from Yehuda kind of does a lot, doesn't it? The rest of the team's damage won't be that high, though. So a Hyperbloom on Cookie, before looking at shred, is 32k. And not getting a Hyperbloom is 29k. That's so fucking funny, actually. What if you do, like, intentionally slow down a Hydro application so that you get less blooms and don't bring Electro at all? And just accept that the 5 blooms you're getting in your rotation are just gonna be just normal blooms instead of Hyperbloom. Hope the enemies are Electro or Pyro so that they trigger the reaction so that it doesn't use your quills. Thoughts? So why are we playing Cookie? I mean, the blooms you generate will yoink quills no matter what. Whether you Hyperbloom them or just let them expire. But if you Hyperbloom them, you get to yoink quill by doing damage instead of yoink quill by doing nothing. Off-field Nefer, so that you don't generate blooms. Oh my god, you're so smart. This team is at 125k. Here. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.